All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I am Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in. If you've been with us all day, that's even better. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at these prices, though, right? Let's bring up that corn board. It was up 3.5 cents the last time we checked. What are we doing now? We've added another penny and a bit. Look at this. It's a real rally. Will we ever see $5? I don't know, but boy, we might see it in March. Look at that. 475.5 is last in D's, though. That's up 4 3/4 cents. We're right on the, just bumping up against the high of the day by about 3/4 of a penny away. So that's a strong rally. 475.5, and that's up 4 3/4 cents. We got a nickel better in the March right behind it to 493.5. So that's all change when it comes to corn. Beans were down 18 the last time we met, and they still pretty much are. Jan's down 17 1/4 to 1367 3/4. And I guess, it's in the middle of the day's range. We're 14 cents from the lows, 20 cents from the highs. All right, how does that sound? But we're 18 cents lower. And the Jan to 1367 even. Wheat in Chicago, well, that's lower by 8 cents, 552.5. And that's, 5.5 cents off the lows and about 10 cents off the highs. So lower third there, that's what we're trading. That'll give you the idea, but we're 8 cents lower. Chicago wheat, Dees, 552.5 is the price. If we move on to the Kansas City wheat market, that's the hard red. That's down 11 3/4 cents right now on that Dees contract. 628's last. 3/4 cent off the low of the day. That's trading heavy, folks. Well off the highs by 16 cents. That's the Dees hard red wheat in Kansas City down 11 3/4 cents to 628 even. If we go over to the spring wheat in Minneapolis, that's down 6.5 cents. Dees trades at 728 3/4. That's about 2 cents off the lows and 8 cents off the highs. How about that? That'll give you the idea about where we sit in that range. But we're 6 cents lower again in the March right behind it to 742 as well. Finally, let's go to cotton. Was a little bit easier the last time we checked. It's about that again here, the same. 27 points lower to 78.14, and that's about 23 points off the low of the day there in cotton. Let's bring in our next guest analyst. That's good old Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading, and he is in Ames, Iowa. All right, there you go. Have you been there all week? It seems like you've been gone a while.
Yes, sir. I was in Ames. I actually drove to Kansas City, Missouri to spend time with the National Association of Farm Broadcasters, of which I did see two of your finest RFD folks down here. All types of cameras, lights, makeup. It's all types of fun. Allegedly, Secretary Vilsack may walk in here in the next few hours. So I don't know if he'll come in my room and go on your show, but what would you say to the Secretary if all of a sudden you could talk to him, Scott?
It's been a good couple 3 years for corn. For growers, producers. I would wonder, what are his plans going forward, because I think things look to be tightening up a little bit. I think that he should be looking forward to seeing what he can do for producers over the next couple 3 years as things look to be getting more difficult, rather than standing on the laurels of what he's done for the past 2 or 3 years. That way. That's probably what I would ask him.
Yeah, I'd say if you'd like to keep your job, it's an election year. Time to get some votes. Start giving people some money, right? That's how we do things here in America. Well, it has been a good couple of years, but there's some scary things starting to happen. So National Association of Farm Broadcasters, every farm broadcaster in America who wants to be here is here, but also there's a trade show going on right now, and there's 120 ag groups downstairs. There's the National Cattlemen's, this one, that one, the CME group. Anyone who's anyone is down there who wants to get an interview. And the conversations have been good. The mood's optimistic. This is a good crowd. But journalism's changing, and the way agriculture is changing, the way information's delivered. It's interesting and fun to watch. But I will say this, a lot of these folks, like the National Association of National Soybean Growers, whatever, they're here, and they're optimistic because one thing, the bushels are here. Well, two things. The bushels are here. Three things. The bushels are here. Biodiesel and beans have rallied $1.50. So once again, bad weather in other countries is really benefiting the American farmer. I'm really impressed where we go on break. I'm really impressed that corn went from down 5 to up 5.
Yeah.
But that means nothing. Really, in the big picture, it's nothing. We're 475 corn.
Yeah.
We were 465. Now we're 475. We are going nowhere fast, and it's hard to talk about.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, and we'll see how that shapes up going into next spring. But I appreciate that. Stay right there, though. We need to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading, and we'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about some livestock here, right? Proteins, meats, whatever you want to call them. We don't care. We just want to know the price. It's all about the money. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on. I brought up a live cattle board, and that's not good. It's basically one of these for both the live and feeder cattle. Hold your nose and turn your head because these don't look very good. Deese is down $2.20 to 175.57. And that's about 22 cents off the low of the day there, folks. So that hurts. And we've had a decent range of over about $2. I'll call it $2.40. So that's a decent range, down $2.20, 175.57. That's Deese live cattle in Chicago. Here's where things kind of get a little bit worse. We're down $3.57 in feeders. That's the Jan product. $227, spot 32 is last there. But look, we've been well off the lows by about 57 cents. So $3.55 lower right now. 227.35 is last. And that's a decent range over there as well by about, what, $4? So lots happening over there, but just to the wrong side, right? $3.55 lower, Jan feeders. Finally, let's get to the lean hogs. We'll get back to Mr. Grisafi. That's down 22 cents. Not a lot going on here. A little bit of a mixed board. 70.82 is last. 72 cents off the lows there. And Feb's up 17 cents to 75.07. Let's bring back in Tommy Grisafi. He's in Kansas City at the NAFB. Tommy, anything you want to get off your chest when it comes to these livestock prices?
This move is going to make people nervous. We have a report tomorrow, cattle on feed, and that could be interesting. So that report will come out after work. You got all weekend to think about it. Everyone wants what they could have had a few months ago, but when we had those prices a few months ago, everyone was sure we were going higher. I don't know who all these everyone people are I talk about, but when markets go up and they go up in the way cattle did, they lull you into sleeping, lull you to sleep thinking you don't have as much risk. There's giant risk in these commodity markets. You do as good a job as anyone talking about all the outside markets. And we're readjusting to a whole new era of interest rates, and it's affecting all things, and it's affecting all markets. We're in a very interesting time. The one market that's doing the best with it all is the stock market. No matter what you throw at the American stock market, it seems to rally. That someday may change, but commodity markets over history trend lower.
Yeah, when it's quiet, I mean that's an issue, and they're meant to be sold, right? Because they're hedging opportunities. So that's another psychological thing that they're going to have to deal with. And I think that I just said this in the last segment that it seems to me that this cattle market is has moved from. I mean, the sentiment has shifted, but you really haven't seen a huge shift out in the field as far. I mean, it makes you feel like the head count has doubled in size overnight, but it hasn't changed. But boy, oh boy, the sentiment sure has. And so I just feel like we've gone to buy the dips market to sell the rallies. Are you feeling the same thing?
Yes. And there's many factors going on. Real quick before we go, I know we have to go. December corn options expire in 8 days. You're going to see this continued volatility in corn options as we go from strike to strike. Back to you, my friend.
Well, I wonder if any of that's got to do with the rally. Who knows? But there's a lot going on over there, and and ags again. Commodities are in the forefront, and I don't know if you brought it up or not, but this whole idea that you're talking about as far as a sea change in the economy and what the economies around the world are doing, everybody wants to read too much stuff into something. Sometimes it's just as simple as saying, hey, if people are not doing as well, there's not going to have as much money. The CFO of Walmart said something similar to that today. Consumers are starting to really show some cracks, and maybe that's why crude oil is down too. So not a lot of money out there to be spent. Folks are starting to feel the pain. We'll see. All right. Thanks for being on. I'll see you later this afternoon. Tommy Grisafi, he's with Advanced Trading. We'll bring it back here to Nashville and hand it back over to Suzanne.
So I think people can overthink these things a lot.
Everybody wants to. They love overthinking, but I tell you, sometimes it's just that simple. The world's just not doing very well.
All right. Thank you, Scott.